Our state's economy is hurting our kids. That's what's new in a new report out overnight. Michigan fell to 30th in the nation overall in the overall well-being of our kids. We were 27th last year. The Kids Count says that the big issues, the number of families who are out of work. Our state ranked 44th with 31% of children living in families where no parent had full-time year-round employment. The national average was 27%. Another disturbing fact here, how quickly the poverty rate for children in our state is rising. 19% of kids under the age of 18 are living in poverty in our state. That's up from 14% in the year 2000.
Well, what can we do about those numbers? Some big concerns this morning. We're here live in the newsroom with two people that we're going to attempt to answer those questions with. Rebecca Fennell from First Steps and Matthew Van Zetten from the Kent County Family and Children's Coordinating Council. Thank you for joining us live this morning. What's the first thing you thought when you saw this report, the Kids Count report?
The importance of investing in children very early. That's where the greatest return on investment is. In hard economic times, that's where we should be spending our money, is what it seems to me, to get ahead of the poverty curve and the curve of some of these indicators.
Put it back in the parents' hands. What can they do in these hard economic times to empower themselves to help their kids along early on?
It's very simple. It's read, talk, sing, play with your children.
That is very simple. How do you get that word out to the community that that's what people need to be doing?
We work with lots of collaborators in the community and spread that message in terms of parent education, and with other organizations. We refer people to services that do those kinds of things and work with parents.
And Matthew, what is your organization doing about these numbers, and what can we do?
Yeah, at the county we're really interested in system changes. How do we grade our systems differently to make them more user-friendly for parents, and when they're becoming parents, and then as children move through the system, how can we ensure that we have quality human services available to support families so that they can continue to work with their children in the best ways possible.
Specifically, what kind of services do you provide?
Well, the county is really invested in human services, mental health, public health. We work with our public school systems to integrate human services to support educational achievement, and we provide a lot of safety net services through our Essential Needs Task Force.
A lot of things against Michigan right now, the economy, the number one thing. How can we overcome that in these tough times?
Again, I don't want to be repetitive, but it's investing in children early. Children who grow up in poverty are at risk for things like future unemployment, not graduating from high school, perpetuating that generational poverty. And when we invest in them very early, the payoff is great.
All right. Any bright spots in this report that we can point to this morning?
Well, I think if we look at our infant mortality rates, they're down, but still not acceptable. So I think we're making progress in that area. We have a lot of work still to do to get to the national standard, but it's at least we're moving somewhere in the right direction in that statistic.
All right. We'll continue to work on it. Thank you for joining me this morning.